Welcome. This method is simple. You don't need to repeat after me. You don't need to memorize words. You don't need to study grammar. You only need to listen. Listen with calm. Listen with focus. When you listen every day, English enters your mind naturally. It stays in your subconscious. It is the same way children learn. First, they listen many times, and one day they can speak. You will do the same. So just relax. Maybe you are walking, maybe you are at home, maybe you are cooking or resting. It doesn't matter. Just listen to my words. Let's begin. Today I want to talk about many things, not only about my day, but also about the world, the news, and my plans. Let's start with the morning. This morning I woke up and the first thing I did was check the news on my phone. The big headline today was about the weather. The news said that this year the winter will be colder than usual. Some scientists say it may even break records. I thought about that while drinking my coffee. I don't love cold weather. It makes me tired and lazy. But at the same time, very hot weather also makes me uncomfortable. So I guess autumn is my favorite season. The air feels clean, the colors are beautiful, and you can still walk outside without suffering. After reading the news, I looked around my apartment. I noticed the kitchen walls again. The tiles are old and some of them are broken. The light is weak. So I decided I will renovate the kitchen soon. Not a big renovation, just small changes. Maybe new shelves, maybe a new light. A kitchen should feel warm and alive, not dark and broken. Later, I had to go to the supermarket. On the way, I saw a group of people talking loudly about football. They were upset because the local team lost last night. Some were angry, some were laughing. Football always creates strong emotions. I don't watch many games, but I like to observe the people. They become very dramatic, almost like actors in a play. At the supermarket, I bought bread, milk, fruit, and also some paint. Yes, paint for the walls, because I want to change the color of one room in my apartment. Right now it is plain white. White is fine, but I want something different. I am thinking about green, or maybe light blue. Green feels calm, blue feels fresh. I imagine myself reading a book in a room with green walls. That feels peaceful. After shopping, I came home. I cleaned the living room while listening to music. Music makes cleaning easier. I don't love cleaning, but with music, it feels less heavy. I usually listen to soft rock, sometimes jazz, sometimes even classical music. Today I listened to a podcast about travel. They were talking about Japan. I have never been to Japan, but it is one of the countries I really want to visit. The culture, the food, the mix of old and new, it fascinates me. In the afternoon, I opened my computer and checked more news. This time it was international news. The big headline was about technology. A new smartphone was released, and people were waiting in long lines to buy it. I never understand why people wait so many hours for a phone. It is just a phone. But maybe it is also a symbol. Maybe people feel proud to have the newest thing. Personally, I prefer to use my phone for many years until it breaks. While reading the news, I also thought about energy prices. The article said that electricity may become more expensive this winter. That is not good news. Everything is more expensive already. Sometimes I think we spend too much money just to live normally. Water, gas, electricity, internet. It never stops increasing. Later, I called a friend. We talked about our plans for the weekend. He invited me to visit his house. He has a small garden, and he wants to show me his new plants. I like gardens. I don't have one, because I live in an apartment, but I have a few plants inside. They make the air fresher. I have a small cactus, a fern, and some herbs like basil and mint. I love mint because I can put it in tea. After the call, I look at my balcony. It is very small, but I think I can improve it. Maybe add a chair, maybe some lights. I imagine sitting outside at night reading a book with small lights around. Simple things can make life better. In the evening, I prepared dinner. I cooked pasta with tomato sauce and cheese. It was simple but delicious. While eating, I thought about health. I want to eat better this month. Less sugar, less fried food, more vegetables, more water. It is not easy, but I want to try. After dinner, I watched a documentary. It was about the ocean and plastic pollution. It made me think about how much plastic we use every day without noticing. Bottles, bags, packaging. It never ends. Sometimes I feel guilty when I throw away plastic, but at the same time, it is very difficult to avoid it completely. Still, I want to reduce it. Maybe buy a metal bottle and use it every day. Maybe carry my own shopping bag to the supermarket. Later at night, I sat on the sofa and read a book. The book is about history. It talks about how people lived many years ago, without electricity, without phones, without internet. I try to imagine life like that. Quiet, slow, maybe more connected to nature. Sometimes I think we live too fast now. Everything is urgent, everything is noise. Maybe that is why I like reading books. It slows down my mind. Before going to bed, I opened the window. The night air was cool. I looked at the sky. There were not many stars because the city lights are too strong. But I saw the moon. It was bright, beautiful, and calm. I stayed for a few minutes, just watching. It made me feel small, but in a good way, like being part of something bigger. Finally, I brushed my teeth, drank a glass of water, and went to bed. I thought about the day, not a big day, not a dramatic day, but a simple, good day. And sometimes that is enough. This was today's story. You listened for many minutes. That is the important part. You don't need to repeat. You don't need to memorize. Your brain listened. Your brain understood. Come back tomorrow and listen again. Every day your English will grow stronger. Thank you for being here. See you next time.